Now you can stay, but when they're gonna be expired,
we will see at that moment.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if some of you have their permit that are expired,
nobody is standing here is illegal. They have their permits.
But in your group of 100 people,
nobody is expired. If they would have been expired, they would have been deported.
Okay, but they will be deported when it be expired.
This is why. No, they won't be deported.
You just said that when it's gonna be expired, they will be deported.
They will be legalizing their stay. No deportation will be needed at that moment.
But we will need deportation.
That's why you need to have full knowledge. You are a leader. I think you should have a full knowledge before you get here.
I have a full knowledge. I'm saying when the permit is expired, you must be deported.
You are saying my permit is expired. It isn't.
No, if it's not, but it will be in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months.
I can extend it.
But I hope they won't, because we don't need
you.
Will. No, we don't need you here in this country.
How can you decide it?
Because,
for example, listen to
there's
me.
Canadians, there's young Canadians that can work at Tim Hortons.
Maxime Bernier, a Canadian politician, leader of the PPC and former cabinet member of the Conservative Party, has been the voice of reason in Canada for decades against an ever-pressing issue. Maxime is one of the few people who speaks on the impact that immigration has on the Canadian public and how new Canadian policies will affect the country in the long run.
They feel that the PEI government has, without notice, robbed them of a chance at permanent residency in Canada.
And the sudden changes have made a drastic impact on my life.
But they changed it overnight, right? This is youth exploitation. They called us here, now they want us to leave.
I'm really worried about my future here in Canada.
Well, most of them first moved to Canada as college and university students. When they finished their programs, they were given postgraduate work permits. It was their ticket to stay in Canada for up to 3 years and to work anywhere they could find a job. Now, some say they headed to PEI because there were a lot of openings in the sales and service industry here, and more importantly, because of the island's reputation as an easy place to get nominated for permanent residency by the provincial government through the Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP.
Maxime has been on the ground confronting and debating foreign worker protesters on Prince Edward Island in an attempt to understand more about the protest and their demands. For the past 2 months, foreign workers have been protesting changes to provincial immigration policies introduced in February. These changes reduce the number of permanent residency permits available for individuals working in sales and service, prioritizing permits for sectors identified by the government as needing the most support: healthcare, trades, manufacturing, processing, and early learning. Over 12,000 people have expressed interest in seeking permanent residency through Prince Edward Island, but only 1,590 will be invited to apply.
Back in February, the province announced it's cutting the number of overall nominations by 25%, and it's warned the many workers in the sales and service industry that their chances are particularly slim. There were more than 800 from that industry nominated last year. This year, it'll be roughly 200.
We have to focus on those sectors that we think can contribute to help with the population growth. Again, I say healthcare, construction, manufacturing, early childhood education.
A letter was sent to the protesters that stated, "Our province has not promised or guaranteed permanent residency to anyone. Those who moved here from elsewhere in Canada after completing their studies or living in other provinces seeking permanent residency came here voluntarily. Prince Edward Island has often been seen as an easy place to obtain permanent residency. This is a reputation that we are changing to ensure our province is not seen as a place to get expedited permanent residency for those seeking to immigrate." In Maxime's eyes, this policy is good for the Canadian public and the residents of Prince Edward Island. However, the foreign workers disagree. In his viral clip, he speaks to the leader of the protest.
Can work at Tim Hortons.
Then they can. I'm not working at Tim Hortons. They can. And they can work there too. There are hirings. They can. You can get a job. They're hiring too. Anybody can work there. It's free to work. They are hiring. Anybody can get a job anywhere in the world. They should be at hardworking as you people were. Everybody who's hardworking, they can get a job easily. She's sister. She's doing 2 jobs. She's hardworking. If there is opening, they can work. So that's why we have enough jobs too if people are looking at right place.
What I'm saying, when your
You're
permit,
saying
when
that
your
doesn't
permit
make no
would
sense.
be expired, when your permit would be expired,
I
that
can
would
get
be
another
time
way to
deport.
extend it. Then there
If
is
we
no.
need you, but we don't need you.
It's not
we
like
need
you need us.
doctors,
It's
we
need what I
nurses.
need.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
No, that's
it's
a
what I need for myself.
That's
if
a
I need
provincial
to be
government
in
that
states,
would decide.
raising your voice doesn't change shit.
That's the provincial government that would decide.
No, I can be in
what
another
kind
province.
of workers they need in this province.
I
That's
can
what
be
you-
in another province. That changed nothing. It won't
I'm the-
change nothing. This is the thing.
That's why I'm doing
This
politics
is-
all across the country.
Which is changing nothing.
What do you mean?
You need to learn. This is what I mean. And thank you. This will be it. Thank you, guys.
Maxime once again stresses the need for skilled workers in the country, emphasizing that while service and retail jobs can be adequately filled by young Canadians seeking summer jobs or part-time work, the demand for specialized skills in various industries remains unmet. He argues that this shortage of skilled labor is a critical issue that needs to be addressed to ensure the continued growth and competitiveness of the economy. The leader of the protest says that this policy will change nothing, as they can just go through the process in another province to gain permanent residence, and if not, they can simply refuse to leave. The recent policy changes have sparked hunger strikes among protesters. According to the movement's leader, around 20 people have left the country, either due to expired work permits or loss of hope for obtaining permanent residency. Others have stated that if their work permits expire, they will apply for visitor status to continue their protest. Initially, the protesters camped overnight outside the provincial legislature, but they have now relocated to land donated by local church groups. How will this crisis be resolved?